I'm going to try to make this guy. And that's what I'm going to make. You think I can do that? Out of this?
Yeah.
Here, you can hold my piece of wood. Wait, let me... See? I'm going to make that guy on here. See that?
Oh.
I have this guy, and he's going to go, and I'm going to fit him right like that. And that's how I'm going to do it. Just like that. And I have to carve everything but him, and then he's going to be left in here. And he's in the wood somewhere, but I got to find him inside the wood.
Is he already in there?
He's already in there. I just have to take away all the bad stuff and take what I
I want to see him.
and make him a good man. Then he'll be a fisherman.
I want to see him now.
Huh?
I want to see him now.
Well, you can't see him in there now because I gotta carve.
I
I have to carve it all away. You see, when I carve it all away, he ends up like that.
He ends up like this?
Yeah, something. See, I carve him all away, and I get him like that. Because he started out with the big...
What is this guy's name?
I think he looks like Bud.
Bud? And what would happen if this guy...
He looks like Rocky.
What would happen if he...
Don't drop that.
What would happen if his name was Bud?
No, this one's Bud. Because he doesn't have any hair on top. See that? Bud doesn't have hair. This guy looks like...
Phone chain crashing has a lot of hair. It goes like this. Dude.
Okay. All right. Now we're done. 1, 2, 3. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. Well, the first thing I'll do is I'll check all the patterns that they give you in this book. The Sea Captain. And I'm going to try to carve it. This is the first one that I'm doing. Is a kind of large and realistic, and kind of like the Sea Captain. I was a Navy guy, and so let's give it a try. So you have to find anything that's not quite right in the pattern. And what I like to do is cut them out, and maybe I'll put it on a piece of cardboard. It might help. So, but I'll cut them out. But I find that particularly this set of patterns, they tried to make it in perspective, and that messed it up real good. Because this, when you make a pattern, this is the floor, period. But they drew it as it was in perspective, and that's terrible for trying to make something work out. So what I do is I'll check every pattern and make sure on top of the other I want it to be the same height, number one, and this was missing a part, so I had to glue it on. And I don't want to have to cut with a bandsaw and come and find that this is not there. So I put them on top of one another and I match them up. And being it was in perspective, the bottom part is mostly where they messed up in perspective. I think they took it from a photograph. And but I'll lay this over here on top of this one to make sure they line up. And you see, this doesn't line up. And the rope is round. Well, when I carve it, it's got to be from the floor up. It's about the same height. Okay? And not like they have it. And they have their feet at a different, not even touching the floor if I was to do that. So I have to make sure that's right before I start. Be real careful doing that. Now this is the block of wood that I found in the garage, and I bought it in a lumber place over there in Holmes County when I was out there at Walnut Creek. And it's basswood, and it should be easy to carve. I've carved several things from this basswood, and it's a little harder than I expected, but I'm going to use chisels, and it should work pretty good. Now I picked a part of that basswood log that didn't have very many. It has just a little knot right there, a little spot, but I picked it so it'd be clear all the way through, and that's what I'm looking for. So it's a good hunk of wood to do this on, and of course it'll fit. And I'm going to try to this fella that drew it, he didn't draw anything on the bottom. I'm going to try to make the deck or the dock all in one piece. I don't want to make separate and glue it onto the dock later. I'm going to probably cause myself a lot of grief doing it, but I'm going to give it a try. And doing it, the sailor, the sea captain, I want him to be just his feet, part of this bottom. I want to try to make this bottom section look like a dock. And I'll see how that works out. Because, you know, these posts, they don't come out of the dock like he has. They don't come out of the dock like that. These go down into the water. And that's why I'll have to try to come up with a way. That's the edge of the dock. And the edge of the dock will be somewhere here, and this will be water. So I'm going to try to do some research on that and come up with something. I'm probably going to cause myself a lot of trouble, but I'm going to try. Okay, I've been out in the garage, and I squared it up. I smoothed it on the planer, made it really nice to draw on, and now I've decided that I'm going to make it 12 1/4 down the pattern. That's what the fella did in the pattern. So that'll be where my dock is going to be, 12 1/4. And I take this and I'll just use a good square and square this around. I squared it already on the others. So that'll be the dock. This is the front, so this is where I'll start with the pattern. And I think I'm gonna scooch them over this way, best I can. Lay them on the bottom here. Every one of them has to be, every side that I do will have to be on the bottom like that. And this is where this is how I'm gonna start. You guys can see what I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna take a pencil and mark it around. Don't have to be too great. When I cut, I'll cut with a bandsaw. My bandsaw isn't the greatest. So what I'll do is leave quite a bit. This line is right where I'm going to carve. So what I'll do is I'll leave quite a bit. Just going to take the bandsaw and cut out as much of this as I can. And over here I'll cut out as much as I can on the side. And because I can use a lot of that for carving little guys, do something. So I don't want to waste any of this wood, any that I can. I could have made it a little bit thinner, but like I say, I'm going to try to use any scrap for something else, little guys or something. And that's how this is how we're going to get started. All right. I might not show you the bandsaw work, but you know what I mean. There's other ways of doing without, if you don't have a bandsaw. But you waste a lot of wood. You got to use a handsaw or a coping saw or something. I could take a handsaw and cut, say I cut straight down here, and then I could cut straight across here with a handsaw to take all that out. I can do the same thing here. Well, I'd want to take it down to here, then across this way. That's hard with the handsaw. And then I want to keep this piece here. So I take this straight down here like that. Cut this all out and cut this off with a handsaw straight across. Or take it on the angle. This here is going to have to be drilled out. This here, I'll take a piece, I can go straight. With the handsaw, I can go straight down here. I can come across. See, I'm frugal. I can use this piece here. I'll cut it out, but I can use it. I can use all these pieces for something someday. I never throw anything away. So, but then you could take, a lot of this stuff could be done with a handsaw. If you got a good sharp handsaw, then you could do it. But this is how you get started. I'm gonna go out now and I gotta chop all these pieces out. And then what I'll do after I do this side is save as much as I can. And you got this, I have to do this side. And you lay this on here and you do the side. Now you know I'm cutting it off. You know, so it's going to be, doing it this now is going to be a little tougher. And I was going to cut the back off, but, well, my idea of this guy is he's standing on the edge of a dock. Well, these could be moved in the back here, over here. And anyway, I'm going to move it around. I'm going to do something that I want to do, and not what the fella that wrote this book. Going to make it mine. That's how I'm going to make it mine, by moving these pillars around to the back. There you go. Here's this one. Move these pillars to the back, so they're ending up in the water. This one here is going to be attached to the dock. These and goes down through, and these are going to be next to it to strengthen this one up. That's all these two are doing, strengthening that one up, so they can attach it to the dock, or the dock could attach to those posts. That's what you have to do. That's what I want to do. That's how I want to do it. All right. Okay, I was just out at my garage, and I did this work in my garage. I took off the wood that I don't need. You can see I'll lay this on here so you can see what I did. And I have a drill press, and I had to hand saw. I told you before I have a bandsaw, but it didn't have enough to go all that deep. Mine only goes about 2 inches deep. It's a craft one, I guess. So so what I did is I sawed it with a handsaw, and I used my drill press. Look at, I used the drill press on this piece to do anything I can to get it out. I sawed the angles and then used the drill press. And it just popped out. Actually, I just hit it once with the chisel, and it hit it once with the chisel. It broke right out. Now I'm gonna work on getting this section out, and also these corners, these angles out, and I'll do that with a chisel. And I think it's very important that at this stage that I keep it square. So I'm planning everything ahead of time. I'm going to try to get it down to this line. You don't have to get it all the way down now. This is just roughing in your block. And but plan it. I made a darker line here, and then I want to chisel, use my chisel or a gouge straight across here. Don't go farther. That helps me not go too far. That's what these square, I squared it around, so I'll be able to cut them corners off. And plan everything ahead of time, and you'll do fine. I hope I do fine. So everything here is planned. I'm getting a little closer to the line on everything here, to the finish line. But you don't have to get right there. 1/16 away would be fine from the finish line. Because I still have to, after you get this all cleaned up, you still have to put this on here and come up with a way to cut all that out. Okay? That's all scrap, so that's going to be fun. Being this wood was a little bit bigger than I needed, I had to come up with a way to try to make it easier to measure. And maybe a lot of you guys do this anyway. But I took the pattern, you see, and I marked it in 1-inch increments, right up from the bottom. And I did the same to my block. See, I had the block cut already. This way. But to get the back, I have to know how much do I have to take off. So I have a center line, about center. It's just a line, we'll call it a reference line. And I made the same reference line on the block of wood. And then all I did then was measure back. And at each point, I measured back on every inch. I was able to measure back and make a line. That's what the back is going to be. And you get to picture what I'm going to do. And then I just took a handsaw. Since I don't have a good jigsaw to do this, bandsaw, I took this saw, and I'm going to cut down so I don't have to chop it off. I cut down to here, chop that off, cut down to here, I'll chop that off, and then down to here, and chop that off, and then the rest will be chisel work. But that's just a way that you could measure. You learn how to measure. I could even, all my front numbers, I'll measure from the reference point to the front, and then I'll chisel that off. Because this is, I'll chisel that off. And that's how I go about coming up with ideas on how to do this as I go. Don't stick with anything. Find a new way, make it nice for you, and make it happen. I hope that this works out. And okay, I tried to. I decided to do these little poles first, just to keep me busy and get started on it, and I kind of enjoyed doing it. The poles and the ropes I'll put on there later, but that's where I am right now. Okay, I'm gonna just do a little bit of more carving. I'm gonna try to separate the arm. I'll have to turn I know I'm gonna have to turn the volume down on this. Like the grain on this one, it wants to split out on the bottom, towards the bottom, so. Change things up. All right, right now I'm just blocking things in. I'm not trying to round it off yet. Just bringing it over to the line of the pattern. I'm not trying to... Everything will get rounded later. But once you start blocking it in like this, you can start to see the figure come out of the wood. It kind of makes it more exciting. That's why I haven't started the head yet. I'm kind of nervous about the head, so, but just want to block it in. And when I'm confident that it's shaped, that I have it the right sizes, and it's most of the wood is cut off, then I'll start rounding things over. Right now I'm just following the pattern, bringing it in. I'll work on this other side. I want to get this this arm shaped in there, and it'll start looking like the sea captain. Okay, this is just how far I am so far, and kind of wish I could zoom in a little bit. I'm just keep on taking wood out, and that's all I'm doing. Well, here I am, trying to finish it up, and bought me a couple tools yesterday, a little number 5, about a 1/4 inch or half to 3/8 of an inch gouge, and that's going to help. And I went and I spent some money. Yeah, I did that. And I got a V gouge, small, very small V gouge, and what else did I buy? I bought a number 11. Very small number 11, and that's what we're going to use a lot in this area around the eyes. I'm trying to finish it up, and I ended up looking on Amazon because I'm lacking in light. So look at this this is pretty cool. I went and looked on Amazon and looked for a light. I could put my telephone right here, and I can have, I could maybe make better videos. I could have that going at the same time, looking down at this, and you could see my hands. I don't know, we'll try something. And I've seen videos like that. Maybe I could make it work out. I'm teaching myself, so so that's what we're doing. And but this will, so far, the light that this brings is perfect. I've been struggling with the light. I got lights in the ceiling. I got a lot of light, but it's just not giving me enough for my eyes at 70 something or other years old. And so I wanted more light, so it didn't cost too much either. I think 40 something bucks after taxes. And it looks very, very sturdy. It goes up to 6 foot. I can take it off of here and put it on the floor, and it'll do the job. Looks like it's a really good thing. I guess I'll find out. It gives me more light anyway on my project here. So I just wanted to show you that, and show you the project, how we're going so far, and this is it. I'm going to try to finish it up. I've been putting the creases in his legs and his pants, and creases in his arms, and the other day I did his hands, and we'll see how that looks. And it looks pretty good so far. And just making it, just doing stuff here. I started finishing up that, a little bit of creases and that. But I'm going to finish the face now. That's that's kind of a difficult thing to do. And but so far, this is how far I've gotten so far. And thank God that I was able to buy a ring light to give me more light, right where I needed it, and it's not too bright. I didn't want something to make me blind, and that seems to be working out really good. So anyway, there we go. I don't believe how many tools I've used on this project. I got so many, then I had to buy 3 more. Oh well, carving is a disease, I think, so you just keep on collecting more tools. I've already used every one of the ones I bought, so. Anyway, God bless you. Here I'm gonna signing out. All right, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try to do a little bit of voiceover here. And what I'm going to do is record carving up the ropes. And I want you to see how long it actually takes. I'm going to go through the whole process. And I guess I got it about 11 minutes. But I go through the whole process of cutting the ropes. And I'm using a very small V-chisel, the new V-chisel that I bought. And let's just see how that all works. And first time I'm doing a voiceover too. Let's see how that works. I might add music to it. We'll see what happens. Background music is provided by Emma Luhan, my granddaughter. And I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I hope it works. And stay tuned for my next video. I'm gonna be putting out another one, and I'm not gonna tell you right now what it is, but I'm gonna put out another video, and we'll put it together. I hope you'll have like this sea captain here that I did, and put a like on the thing, and subscribe to my channel, and everybody will be happy. You did good. I didn't want to start giggling because she's really going hard. That's the hardest thing you ever did.
That was way too long.
Yeah, I know it.
Practice for a good campfire.
But you know this flute music I've been noticing.
I think you're still recording it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we are?
For the people.
Oh, it's still going. Oh, let's stop it.